Let me say this slowly. You were never created empty. You were never an afterthought. You were never lacking substance or purpose. You may feel confused right now. You may feel behind, overlooked, or spiritually immature. You may look at others and assume they are more anointed, more disciplined, more spiritual than you. But Scripture says something very different. The Bible does not describe believers as hollow followers trying to survive faith by imitation. It describes us as living vessels, deliberately filled, carefully designed, and spiritually equipped by God Himself. And not with random gifts, not with borrowed abilities, not with something meant for someone else. What God placed inside you was intentional. It was measured. It was assigned. Spiritual gifts are not personality traits or talents you picked up along the way. They are divine assignments placed within you by the Spirit, meant to function in alignment with your calling. Yet here is the tension most believers live with. Many walk their entire Christian life never discovering what God actually placed inside them. They attend church faithfully, they pray sincerely, they serve consistently, but deep down, something feels off, something feels strained, something feels misaligned. Because when you don't know your spiritual gift, you end up trying to operate in someone else's. You begin copying instead of flowing, performing instead of functioning. And that always leads to exhaustion, comparison, and quiet frustration that no one talks about. So today we are going to slow down. We are going to open Scripture. We are going to look carefully and honestly at 8 spiritual gifts, what they truly mean, and how to recognize the one God placed inside you. Not emotionally, not by guessing, but biblically, clearly, and with humility. If this is speaking to you, pause for a moment. Like this message, not for algorithms, but as an act of agreement. Share it with someone who feels spiritually misplaced. And subscribe, because clarity grows where truth is taught patiently. Why many believers never walk in their gift. Let's be honest. Some people are gifted but distracted, pulled in too many directions to focus on what God entrusted to them. Some are gifted but wounded, carrying unresolved pain that leaks into how they serve. Some are gifted but proud, relying on ability instead of surrender. And some are gifted but afraid, shrinking back because exposure feels risky. Fear shuts gifts down. Pride corrupts gifts. Disobedience delays gifts. None of these erase the gift, but they can silence it, distort it, or keep it hidden far longer than necessary. Jesus said in Matthew 25 that the servant who buried his talent was not punished for lacking ability. He was confronted for failing to use what he was given. Many believers are spiritually gifted but emotionally unsubmitted, so the gift remains dormant, untouched, and unused. Before we explain the gifts, hear this clearly. Character always comes before clarity. Submission always comes before activation. God does not rush to empower what the heart has not surrendered. Now, with that foundation in place, let's walk through the gifts themselves. Gift number 1, the gift of wisdom. This is not intelligence. This is not education. This is divine insight for divine moments. The gift of wisdom allows someone to speak God's perspective into confusing, complex, or high-pressure situations. As James 1:5 reminds us, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously. Those who carry this gift often see beyond emotions, cut through confusion, and offer calm, grounded counsel. They may speak few words, but those words carry weight. They may not be loud or highly visible, but when they speak, things settle. People come to them when they're stuck. Their advice brings peace, not hype. They feel a responsibility to pause, pray, and respond carefully, knowing that wisdom is not about sounding impressive, but about aligning hearts with God's truth. Gift number 2, the gift of knowledge. This gift is often misunderstood. The gift of knowledge is a supernatural awareness, or God reveals information you did not learn naturally, as seen in Scripture when Jesus spoke to the Samaritan woman and revealed details about her life he had never been told. This gift often manifests as sudden clarity, deep spiritual understanding, insight into Scripture, and awareness of hidden truths, not to expose people, but to liberate them. You may recognize this gift at work in you if you receive insights while praying or reading Scripture, if you understand spiritual patterns others miss, and if God often reveals to you why something is happening, not just what. Gift number 3, the gift of faith. This is not saving faith. This is extraordinary confidence in God. People with this gift believe God even when circumstances scream otherwise. Hebrews 11 describes this kind of faith, the kind that moves before evidence appears. Those who carry it trust God easily, remain steady during crises, encourage others when hope feels thin, and expect God to act. They are not reckless, they are anchored. You may recognize this gift if you remain calm when others panic, if you expect God to intervene without needing signs, and if your confidence consistently strengthens the faith of those around you. Gift number 4, the gift of healing. This gift often gets misunderstood or sensationalized. The gift of healing is not about a person's power, but about God's compassion flowing through obedience. As 1 Corinthians 12:9 explains, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, reminding us that it is plural and expressed in different ways. These gifts include physical healing, emotional healing, and spiritual restoration. Those who carry this gift often have deep compassion for suffering, are quickly moved by pain, pray with expectation rather than fear, and believe God can restore what others have accepted as broken. This gift is not activated by volume, but by faith and humility. You may recognize it if you feel burdened when people are sick or hurting, if you instinctively pray instead of panic, and if you have witnessed God bring real restoration through your prayers. Gift number 5, the gift of discernment. This gift is desperately needed in this generation. The gift of discernment is the ability to sense spiritual realities, to distinguish between truth and error, and between God's Spirit and false influence. As 1 John 4:1 warns, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits. Those who carry this gift often sense when something is off, discern motives rather than just words, feel uneasy in certain environments without immediately knowing why, and are positioned by God to protect others from deception. Their awareness is not rooted in suspicion, but in spiritual sensitivity. This gift is not judgment, it is spiritual protection. You may recognize it if you sense danger before it appears, if you are cautious with teachings, trends, and leaders, and if God often alerts you quietly rather than loudly. Gift number 6, the gift of service. This gift is powerful, yet often overlooked. The gift of service is the supernatural ability to meet needs joyfully without seeking recognition. As Romans 12:7 says, if it is serving, then serve, revealing a calling rooted in obedience and love rather than visibility. Those who carry this gift notice what others overlook, find fulfillment in helping, and remain dependable and consistent even when unseen. This gift reflects the heart of Jesus, who said, I did not come to be served, but to serve, and it becomes evident when you feel fulfilled by helping others, recognize needs before they are voiced, and serve without resentment or applause. Gift number 7, the gift of teaching. This is not just public speaking. This is clarity with responsibility. The gift of teaching enables someone to explain Scripture accurately, bringing both understanding and transformation. James 3:1 reminds us that teachers carry greater accountability because teaching does not merely inform, it shapes belief. Those who carry this gift often love Scripture deeply, break complex truth into clear understanding, and feel a strong burden when truth is misrepresented. They teach with conviction rather than confusion, aiming to build firm foundations rather than impress listeners. You may recognize this gift if people grow spiritually after learning from you, if you enjoy studying scripture carefully, and if you feel accountable for truth more than popularity. Gift number 8, the gift of exhortation, or encouragement. This gift strengthens the weary. Exhortation is the ability to stir faith, courage, and obedience in others, speaking life when others feel weak. As Romans 12:8 says, "If it is to encourage, then give encouragement," highlighting a calling to release timely, faith-filled words. Those who carry this gift know what to say at the right moment, motivate without manipulation, call people higher without condemnation, and bring hope without denying truth. You may recognize this gift if your words consistently uplift and realign others, if you speak truth with grace, and if people leave conversations with you feeling strengthened. How to know your spiritual gift? Here's the key question. Where does obedience feel natural? Your gift often aligns with what burdens your heart, what consistently produces spiritual fruit, what others affirm in you, and what draws you closer to God rather than into pride. Your gift may stretch you, but it will not destroy you. And remember, you may carry more than one gift, but usually one will stand out as dominant. Let's be honest. Gifts are blocked by pride, fear, disobedience, unrepentant sin, comparison, impatience. God does not empower what will destroy your character. He prepares the heart before he releases the gift. If this is speaking to you, pause for a moment. Like this message, not for algorithms, but as an act of agreement. Share it with someone who feels spiritually misplaced. And subscribe, because clarity grows where truth is taught patiently. Father, thank you for not creating us empty. Thank you for assigning purpose before we ever asked for it. Quiet our pride, heal our distractions, and prepare our hearts for what you are about to reveal next.